Welcome to English Literature class, my dear students of class 10th. Act 4, Scene 1 is going on. And now the speech of Bassanio, line number 435. Bassanio says, "Dear sir, of force I must attempt your father. Further, take some remembrance of us as a tribute, not as a fee. Grant me two things, I pray you, not to deny me and to pardon me." Bassanio says, "Dear sir, out of necessity, I must make another attempt to influence you. Take something from us as a token of our gratitude, not as a payment. Do me two favors. Number one, do not refuse my request. Second, pardon me for making this request. Pardon me for making it." Portia says, "You press me far, and therefore I will yield. Since you urge me so much, I cannot refuse. So she says to Antonio, "Give me your gloves. Give me your gloves. I will wear them for your sake, for your happiness, as you want. I will wear them for your sake." To Bassanio she says, "And for your love I will take this ring from you. And for your love, as you are giving me honor, you are urging me so much, so I will take this ring from you. Do not draw back your hand. I will take no more, and you in love shall not deny me this." Says, "And as a memento of our friendship, I will take this ring from you. Do not draw your hand away, for I do not ask for anything more. Only I want ring. You will not deny me this out of love." You cannot deny. Now Bassanio is in great dilemma. He says, "This ring, good sir, alas, it is a trifle. I will not shame myself to give you this." Bassanio says, "The ring, sir, it is of a small value, a trifle. I will be ashamed to give you such an insignificant gift." Portia says, "I will have nothing else but only this, and now methinks I have a mind to it." Portia says, "I will take nothing else except this. It seems now that I feel like having it. Bassanio says, "There is more depends on this than on the value. The dearest ring in Venice will I give you, and find it out of the proclamation only for this. I pray you pardon me." Bassanio doesn't want to give away the ring to Portia, so he says, "This ring means more to me than its actual value, and I will look for the most expensive ring by public announcement. I will make an announcement in Venice and will purchase costliest ring for you. But please don't ask this ring from me. But as regard this ring, forgive me for refusing it. Forgive me for refusing me. I refuse it to give you." Portia says, "I see, sir, you are liberal in offers. You taught me first to beg, and now methinks you teach me how a beggar should be answered." Portia says, "I see. I understood, sir, that you are very generous at making promises. You encourage me first to beg, and now it seems to me that you teach me how a beggar should be replied. Bassanio says, "Good sir, this ring was given me by my wife, and when she put it in, she made me vow that I should neither sell nor give it nor lose it. Good sir, this ring was given to me by my wife on the occasion of engagement. When she put it on my finger, she made me promise that I would never sell it, give it away, nor lose it." Portia said, "That excuse serves many men to save their gifts. And if your wife be not a mad woman, and know how well I have deserved the ring, she would not hold out enemy forever. For giving it to me, well, peace be with you." Portia says, such excuses enable many men to save their gifts. Men generally pretend such type of excuses, give such type of excuses to save their gifts. If your wife is not a mad woman, and if she knew how much I have deserved the ring, she would not be annoyed for long with you for giving it to me. Well, may there be peace with you. Portia and Nerissa leave. Antonio says, "My lord Bassanio, let him have the ring. Let his deservings and my love withal be valued against your wife's commandment." Antonio says, "My lord Bassanio, let him take the ring." Though Portia is a lady, but Antonio knows that Portia is a gent's lawyer, not a lady. So he says, "My lord Bassanio, let him," him means here Portia, "take the ring. Let his meritorious service and the love you have for me influence you more than your wife's command." Bassanio says, "Go, Gratiano, run and overtake him, give him the ring, and bring him if you canst unto Antonio's house. Away, make haste." Antonio says, "My lord Bassanio." But Bassanio says, "Go, Gratiano, run and overtake him." Again, him means Portia. "Give this ring to him, and if you can, bring him to Antonio's house. Hurry up." Gratiano goes. "Come, you." Here, exit Gratiano. Gratiano goes from there. "Come, you and I will be there presently, and in the morning early will we both fly toward Belmont. Come, Antonio." Gratiano goes. "Come, you and I will proceed to your house at once, and early in the morning we will both rush to Belmont. Come, Antonio." They go out. Now, Act 4, Scene 2 will be taught tomorrow, and it will be your last act and last scene of the portion of annual examination. Means this is the last act, as Act 5 is reduced by the council. So Act 4 Scene 2 will be the last act and scene. Thank you so much, student. Thank you so much. Welcome to English literature class, my dear students of class 9. Act 2 Scene 1 is going on. Here the speech of Morocco, line number 65. You know that Morocco is very eager to open the casket to choose the casket. Now he opens the golden casket. After a long thinking, though he thought it over for a long time, still he chooses the wrong casket. What happens? You see, he opens the golden casket. He opens the golden casket, not lead casket or silver casket. Morocco says, "Oh hell, what have we here? A Korean death within whose empty eye there is a written scroll. Oh hell, what do we see here? A dead skull within whose hollow eye socket there is a roll of paper on which something is written." He reads. On the scroll of the paper it was written, "All that glitters is not gold. Many a man has life hath sold, but my outside to behold. All that glitters is not gold. All that glitters is not gold." Often you have heard that said, that saying, "Many a man has given his life to see the exterior of mine, to see the exterior of mine. But gold-plated tombs," he says, "but my outside behold, glided tombs do worms enfold. Had you been as wise as bold, young in lips, in judgment old, your answer had not been inscrolled. Fare you well, your suit is cold." It was written, "But many a man has given his life to see the exterior of mine, but gold-plated tombs have worms inside." Gold-plated tombs have worms inside. If you had been as wise as you are courageous, having an experienced judgment in your youthful body, then this would not have been the answer that appeared on the scroll for you. The answer would be the other. Farewell, your hopes are dead. Indeed, it is a disappointment and your labor is lost. Your labor is lost. Bid goodbye to your love and welcome disappointment. To take a tedious leave, thus loser part. Portia speech, a gentle riddance, draw the curtains, go, and let all his complexion choose me so. Portia says, a good riddance. Draw the curtains and let us go. May every suitor like him make a similar choice. May every suitor like him, like Morocco, make a similar choice. She wishes. And here Portia farewell, and he says, I am too sad at heart to bid a more formal farewell. A loser should depart like this. Portia, farewell. Here. Portia, then farewell, height, and welcome from. Portia, adieu, I have too grieved a heart to take a tedious leave, thus loser part. Portia, farewell, I am too sad at heart to bid a more formal farewell. A loser should depart like thus. Lives with his followers, Morocco, Prince of Morocco leaves with his followers. Trumpet sound. After that Portia's speech, a gentle audience draw the curtains, go, let all his complexion choose me so. A good riddance. Draw the curtains and let us go. May every suitor like him make a similar choice. They depart. They means Morocco and his followers. Now Act 2, Scene 8. Act 2, Scene 8 is taking place in Venice. A street. Enter Salerno and Selenio. Both are the friends of Antonio, you know. Salerno says, "Why, man, I saw Bassanio under sail. With him is Graciano gone along, and in their ship I am sure Lorenzo is not." Salerno says to Selenio, "Dear friend, I saw Bassanio sailing. Graciano too went with him. I am sure that Lorenzo was not on the ship." Salerno says, "The villain Jew with outcries raised the Duke, who went with him to search Bassanio's ship." Salerno says, "That villain, the Jew, disturbed the Duke with his complaints, and the Duke went with him to search Bassanio's ship." Salerno says, "He came too late. The ship was under sail, but there the Duke was given to understand that in a gondola were seen together Lorenzo and his amorous Jessica beside. Antonio certified the Duke they were not with Bassanio in his ship." Salerno says, "He came too late." Jew, Shylock, came too late, for the ship had already set sail. The Duke was told that Lorenzo and his beloved Jessica had been seen sitting together in gondola. Lorenzo was not in the gondola, is a small boat. In the boat, Bassanio, Graciano, and Jessica, three were there. Jessica had been sitting together in gondola. But it was said, the Duke was told that Lorenzo and his beloved Jessica had been seen sitting together in a gondola. Antonio also assured the Duke that they were not with Bassanio on his ship. Antonio assured Duke that they were not with Bassanio on his ship. They were means Lorenzo and Jessica. And what happens after that you will study in my next video. Thank you so much, students.